Hello everyone, and thank you for watching my channel, Buried Matters. A little while ago, I posted a video of an unknown grave that I recently identified. At the time, I hadn't disclosed any details other than the name of the deceased upon being asked in the comment section, so I'd like to take the time and introduce you to Thomas Mitchell, as well as a newborn girl named Betty Burchell who is buried in the same cemetery, though her grave's exact location remains unknown to this day. So over a year ago, I visited Brule Cemetery, which is located in the hamlet of Brule, Alberta, originally pronounced Brule as the name still suggests on Google Maps, spelled with a circumflexion above the U and an acute accent above the E, located just off of Highway 40, approximately 25 minutes southwest of Hinton, not far from Jasper National Park. The cemetery is the final resting place of some members of the Grote and Moberly families who go back to homesteading times in the park, and was previously researched and restored by members of the Brule Cemetery Project. Now, before I talk about the unknown grave, I'll give you a brief history of the town just to provide you with some context. At the turn of the century, coal deposits attracted investors to the eastern reaches of Jasper Forest Park, and a company called Mackenzie and Mann opens what would later be called the Blue Diamond Mine in 1914 to supply the locomotives of the Canadian Northern Railway, the rail ties of which were being laid through the Yellowhead Pass towards the Pacific Ocean. A mining community sprang up as a result of the labor demand and included luxuries such as an arena, community hall, general store, hotel, hospital, school, and theater that were built to service the miners and their families who worked in the Blue Diamond Mine, which at the time was generating as much as 1,630 tons of coal per day. The community wasn't the first of its kind in the area, however. Jasper Park Collieries had opened the Pocahontas Mine in 1911 on the opposite side of the Athabasca River adjacent to the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway line. Brule, on the other hand, was closer to the new Canadian Northern Railway line, and as you guessed, their corporate rivals, which had finally reached the park by 1914. However, Jasper Park Collieries eventually opened up a second mine called the Betson Coal Mine, also referred to as the Mayette Mine, on the Canadian northern side of the river. Unfortunately for the town of Pocahontas, various problems including frequent injuries and fatalities in the mine, poor coal quality, and the loss of the rail line between Jasper and Pocahontas during World War I led to the mine's closure in 1921. The Blue Diamond Mine followed suit 7 years later when it closed in 1928 due to depletion of high-quality coal seams. However, the possibility of further mining operations led to the town's exclusion from Jasper Forest Park when the boundaries were renegotiated in 1930 and the park was renamed Jasper National Park. Residents, including trappers and loggers, continued to inhabit Brule despite the collapse of its mining industry, ensuring its survival to present day, unlike the neighboring town of Pocahontas. During my initial visit to the Brule Cemetery a couple of years ago, I carefully inspected the plaque that was erected there, displaying the cemetery plan and details regarding those interred there, including an unknown man recorded to have been killed on October 19, 1925 by locomotive 5124 at Mayette. Out of sheer serendipity, while perusing death records of unknown persons under the Provincial Archives of Alberta, I saw an entry for an unknown man who had died at Mayette. Curious, I ordered the certificate, and lo and behold, under the cause of death was written, "Accidentally killed by Loco 5124, the same cause of death that had been listed on the plaque. At the top of the document, unknown man is actually scratched out, and the name Thomas Mitchell is written directly above it. The investigating officers and physician at the time estimated him to have been approximately 65 years of age and of Irish origin, and that he was a single man who had migrated from Guelph, Ontario, which is presently home to over 100,000 residents, to the small town of Coalsboro, Alberta, and worked as a laborer and trapper. Not much else is known about Thomas other than the fact that he was at Mayette for about 2 days prior to his horrific death, but perhaps further research can shed some light on his life. I'd also come across another death record of a newborn girl who had also been buried in the Brule Cemetery. However, her name does not appear anywhere on the plaque, and there are no other members of the Burchell family known to have been buried there. Betty was only 4 days old when she died on April 29, 1927, of melena neonatorum, which occurs when a newborn swallows maternal blood during labor. Like Thomas Mitchell, not much else is known about her or her family, or even the exact location of her grave within the Brule Cemetery. However, a second unknown grave can be seen from the cemetery gate, and though there are likely others buried here that have not been identified, it is possible that this is the grave of little Betty Burchell. Hopefully one day her final resting place can be determined and a proper headstone can be placed there in her honor. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment on, and share it. I do have additional content on the way, so please stay tuned and follow Buried Matters for more.